Have you ever stood up from your chair, only to feel your legs hesitate for just a moment? Maybe it was a wobble, a sharp cramp, or that strange heaviness that's hard to explain. You pause, thinking, is this just aging? But deep down, something doesn't feel quite right. If that sounds familiar, I want you to lean in and really hear this, because it might not be about age at all. In fact, the real issue could be sitting right on your dinner plate. Yes, I know that sounds surprising. For years, we've all heard that vegetables are the ultimate health food. They're the key to longevity, right? And yet, what if I told you that some of the very vegetables we've trusted our whole lives might be quietly stealing our strength, especially from our legs? Now, I'm not here to scare you or tell you to stop eating healthy. Far from it. But as we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to certain compounds, especially those hidden in foods we once thought were completely safe. And when it comes to your legs, your strength, your balance, your independence, you need to be paying close attention to what's working for you and what might actually be working against you. So, in today's video, we're going to uncover 7 specific vegetables that could be silently weakening your legs every single day. And no, we're not talking about junk food here. These are vegetables often labeled as healthy. That's what makes them so tricky. Let's start with the one that might hurt the most to hear, potatoes. I know, that one stings a little. For many of us, potatoes are comfort food. Mashed, fried, baked, or as crispy chips, they've been with us for decades. But here's something not everyone knows. 2 potatoes, especially when they're processed or sprouting, contain something called glycoalkaloids. These are natural toxins that can mess with your nerves. And when those nerves don't fire properly, your muscles, especially in your legs, start to suffer. Ever felt a strange numbness in your calves? Or that sensation like your legs just won't wake up after sitting? That could be nerve interference. And if you're eating potatoes regularly, especially in fried or packaged form, your blood sugar and inflammation levels can spike too. That means less circulation, less oxygen to your leg muscles, and more cramps, fatigue, or even swelling. It's not about giving up every potato forever, but it might be time to think twice about how often they're on your plate. Now, take a moment. Have you ever noticed that some foods seem to make your knees or ankles feel stiffer than usual? Or maybe there's a dish you love, but the next morning, you wake up feeling sore like your legs were working overtime in your sleep? That brings me to another sneaky offender, eggplant. I know it's elegant, it looks harmless, and it's in all sorts of delicious recipes. But 3 eggplant contains a compound called solanine. Yes, the same one found in potatoes. And this little troublemaker can interfere with the way your nerves talk to your muscles. The result? Legs that feel slower, weaker, or even a bit shaky when you move. I remember talking to a woman named Carol at a senior wellness event. She said she used to make eggplant parmesan every Friday night. She loved it. But over time, she started noticing a weird tingling in her toes and an ache in her thighs that just wouldn't go away. When she finally cut out the eggplant for a few weeks, just as an experiment, those strange symptoms began to fade. That doesn't mean eggplant is poison. It just means that if you're over 60 and your legs are bothering you, it's worth paying attention to how you feel after eating it. And let's talk about one more today. This one might be the most shocking of all. Spinach. Yes, spinach. The so-called superfood. We've all been told it'll make us strong, give us iron, boost our health. And for some people, it really does. But for seniors, especially those dealing with leg pain or weakness, spinach may have a darker side. Spinach is packed with oxalates. These are compounds that bind to calcium inside your body. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the twist. When calcium gets trapped by oxalates, your muscles don't get the fuel they need. Over time, this can lead to cramps, instability, and that deep, aching tightness in your legs after a walk or even just standing. Have you ever had one of those moments where your thighs suddenly feel like you ran a marathon, except all you did was clean the kitchen? That's not normal. And spinach might be playing a role. Even worse, oxalates can lead to kidney stones and nerve irritation, both of which show up in the legs before anywhere else. A burning sensation in your feet? A numb patch on your calf? Don't ignore it. It could be your body's way of saying, this food isn't helping me anymore. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not here to villainize vegetables. Each one of us has a different body, a different story, and different needs. But if your legs have been feeling heavy, wobbly, or just not as reliable as they used to be, it might be time to rethink what's really healthy for you at this stage in life. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever eaten a vegetable and then felt worse the next day? Have you started questioning whether your diet is helping your mobility or quietly hurting it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what foods you've noticed changes with. Or if this is the first time you're hearing something like this, let me know that too. We're all here to learn, and your story might just help someone else feel seen and supported. In the next part, we're going to look at a few more vegetables, ones you'd never guess, that might be quietly draining your energy and leg strength, even if they look innocent on the surface. But for now, just take a moment to reflect. Maybe check your fridge. And most importantly, listen to your body. Because you deserve legs that support your life, not hold you back from it. So, now that we've talked about potatoes, eggplant, and even spinach, some of the most surprising culprits when it comes to leg weakness, how are you feeling? A little surprised? Maybe even a bit skeptical? That's completely normal. These foods are familiar. They've been in your life for decades. And for many of us, they've been on our plates with good intentions, comfort, nutrition, tradition. But your body changes after 60. What once worked perfectly might now be causing subtle harm, like slowly draining the power from your legs without you even realizing it. Let's keep going because there are a few more everyday vegetables you probably have in your kitchen right now that could be doing just that. Next up is one that might come as another shocker: tomatoes. Bright, juicy, and full of color. They feel like sunshine in your salad. But for seniors, tomatoes can have a dark side, especially if your legs have been feeling achy, stiff, or swollen. You see, tomatoes, like eggplant and potatoes, are part of the nightshade family. And that means they contain solanine, that same sneaky compound we talked about earlier. It interferes with your nerves and can quietly trigger inflammation. That inflammation can show up as stiffness in your knees, tightness in your hips, or swelling in your ankles. Maybe you've noticed it after dinner. Maybe you thought it was just the weather, or your age, or a bad day. But if tomatoes are a regular part of your meals, they might be playing a bigger role than you think. I remember a gentleman named Frank who shared his story with me at a local community talk. He was 74 and still active, but he told me he kept waking up with aching legs and swollen feet. Nothing helped until he cut out tomatoes for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. And the difference, he said, was like night and day. Less pressure, less soreness, more energy. He still enjoys tomatoes, but now, only occasionally and always cooked well. For some people, that alone makes all the difference. And it's not just about joint pain. Tomatoes also contain histamines, which can cause your body to retain fluid, leading to that puffy, heavy feeling in your legs. Have you ever felt like your feet just don't fit into your shoes by the end of the day? Like your calves are tired for no reason? That might not be from walking too much. It might be from what you ate. Now, take a moment here. Does this resonate with you? Do you notice your legs feel different after certain meals? If so, that's not something to ignore. It's your body trying to get your attention. And that brings us to another vegetable that's often considered healthy, but maybe robbing your legs of their strength: peppers. Colorful, crunchy, and bursting with flavor, whether they're 7-bell peppers, chili peppers, or even jalapenos. They add excitement to any dish. But behind that vibrant color lies a compound called capsaicin. And while it has its benefits, it can also overstimulate your nervous system, especially when consumed often. Have you ever felt a weird, buzzing sensation in your legs? A kind of tingling or crawling feeling, especially at night? Or like your muscles are jumpy, twitchy, or just on edge? That might be your nerves reacting to something, and peppers could be one reason why. They're also another nightshade vegetable, which means they carry solanine too, adding another layer of potential inflammation and pain. For those dealing with arthritis, this can make things worse. And if you've ever experienced restless leg syndrome, those awful nights when your legs just won't settle, spicy peppers might be feeding the fire without you even realizing it. I know it's not easy to hear. These are foods many of us enjoy, sometimes every single day. But that's exactly why they can have such a big impact. It's not about eating something once. It's about how small things over time can change how you move, how you sleep, and how you feel in your body. Let me ask you, when was the last time you really paid attention to how your legs feel after a meal? Not just during a walk or while climbing stairs, but sitting down, relaxing, even sleeping. Are they restless? Do they feel tight or sore or weirdly numb? That could be your food talking to you. One more surprising veggie to be careful with: beet greens. You might not eat them often on their own, but if you juice, blend smoothies, or enjoy the whole beet plant, you're probably getting a fair amount of these leafy tops. And while they look like a great source of nutrients, here's the hidden danger. They're extremely high in oxalates, just like spinach. And as we've talked about, oxalates are like little thieves. They latch onto calcium in your body and drag it away, leaving your muscles weak, crampy, and drained. Especially the muscles you rely on most, your legs. Ever had a calf cramp that made you jump out of bed in the middle of the night? Or a Charlie horse that stopped you in your tracks during a walk? Oxalates might be part of the problem. And if you already deal with circulation issues or nerve sensitivity, these compounds only add more fuel to the fire. I know how frustrating this can be. You're trying to eat well. You're doing your best. But sometimes, the foods we think are helping are quietly causing harm, and it's not your fault. No one warned us that these so-called healthy choices might change their effects as we age. But here's the good news. Now that you know, you could take small, meaningful steps to protect your legs and your strength. You don't have to cut everything out all at once. Just observe. Listen to your body. Experiment. Keep a little journal even if your legs feel better after a week without spinach or tomatoes or peppers. Well, that tells you something, doesn't it? I'd love to hear about your experience. What vegetables have you noticed make you feel better or worse? Let's create a space in the comments where we can learn from each other. Because chances are, if you felt something strange after a certain food, someone else has too. Your legs are your freedom. They carry you through the world. They support your independence. And they deserve every ounce of strength you can give them. In the final part of this video, we'll wrap up with the last 2 vegetables on our list, and I'll share some practical ways you can support stronger, healthier legs starting today. But for now, just know this. You're not alone. You're not imagining things. And you're not powerless. You've made it this far with me, and I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for being open to looking at your health in a new way. It's not always easy to question the foods we've trusted for years. But if you've been nodding along, thinking, that sounds like me, or maybe that's why my legs feel the way they do, you're already ahead of the curve. You're listening to your body, and that matters more than anything. Now, we've already talked about potatoes, eggplant, spinach, tomatoes, and peppers. That's 5 veggies that can quietly wear down your legs if you're not careful. Let's talk about number 6, one that might not be on your radar, but probably shows up more often than you think: beet greens. Now, beets themselves often get a good reputation. And sure, the root part has some benefits. But it's those leafy green tops, the part many people toss into a smoothie or sauté for dinner, that might be quietly robbing your strength. Like spinach, beet greens are loaded with oxalates. And if you remember, oxalates latch onto the calcium in your body and pull out of reach from your muscles. That means your muscles, especially the ones in your legs, can't perform like they used to. They don't have the fuel they need. Think about it. Have you ever gone for a walk and felt like your thighs were just done halfway through? Like your legs are trying, but couldn't keep up with the rest of you? That could be a sign your muscles are running on empty, and beet greens might be part of that drain. Oxalates also affect your kidneys, which in turn affects circulation. And poor circulation? That's one of the biggest reasons seniors experience swelling, nerve pain, and heaviness in the legs. It's not just discomfort. It's a signal that your legs aren't getting what they need to stay strong. And for those dealing with arthritis or chronic inflammation, beet greens can make that battle harder. You might feel it as stiffness, tightness, or just a general sense of fatigue in your lower body. It can sneak up on you a little worse every week until one day you can't quite get up from the couch the way you used to. So again, it's not that beet greens are evil. It's that, after 60, your body plays by a different set of rules. And your job now is to learn those rules. Honor them. Work with your body, not against it. All right, now we've come to the last vegetable on our list. It's humble. It's in almost every soup, salad, and stir-fry. You've probably had it this week without even realizing it. I'm talking about cabbage. You may be thinking, wait, cabbage? Really? Yes, really. Here's the deal. Cabbage contains compounds called goitrogens. These little guys can interfere with your thyroid function, especially if you eat cabbage raw or in large quantities. And your thyroid? It's like the master controller of your metabolism, including how your muscles generate energy and maintain strength. When your thyroid is sluggish, your whole body slows down. You might feel tired more easily. Your muscles don't recover like they used to. And your legs? They may feel like they're carrying an extra 20 pounds with every step. That's not just age. That could be a hormonal issue tied to what's on your plate. Have you felt that slow down? That foggy fatigue that settles in your legs and just won't lift? That's not laziness. That's not weakness. That's biology. And cabbage could be tipping the scales without you realizing it. To make things worse, cabbage is also very high in fiber, which is great for digestion in moderation, but too much can lead to bloating. That pressure in your belly can press on blood vessels, reduce circulation to your lower body, and contribute to leg swelling and joint stiffness, especially if you're sitting for long periods or try to sleep. Even your nerves can be affected. Cabbage might disrupt nerve signals subtly, causing tingling or a wobbly feeling when you try to balance. Have you ever reached for a stair railing because your legs felt unsure? Just for a second? That might not be weakness. That might be your body's way of asking you to reconsider what you're feeding it. But here's the beautiful part. Once you know this, you're in control. You don't have to wait until the next doctor's visit. You don't have to live with daily discomfort. You can take small steps, starting right now, that protect your strength, your movement, your independence. It starts with awareness. Swapping out certain veggies, even just for a few weeks, can help you figure out what works best for your body. Maybe that means roasting carrots instead of potatoes, choosing zucchini over eggplant, trying greens like kale or bok choy instead of spinach or beet tops. Every little shift adds up. And more than anything, just listen to your body, to your legs, to that little voice inside that says, I deserve to feel better. Because you do. Your legs carry you. They carry your memories, your errands, your visits with family, your time outdoors. They carry you, and they deserve the same care you've always given everyone else. So let's make a pact, me and you. Let's not ignore the signals anymore. Let's not brush off the pain, the fatigue, or the imbalance. Let's get curious about it. Let's adjust. Let's support our legs so they can support us for many, many more years. If this video resonated with you, tell me in the comments. Have you ever suspected certain foods were affecting your legs? Have you tried cutting something out and noticed a difference? I'd love to know. And if you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We're building a community here, a place where your health, your strength, and your story matter. Because aging doesn't mean slowing down. Not if we don't want it to. You still have so much living left to do. And strong legs are part of that. So here's to more strength, more movement, and more days where your legs feel like yours again. Let's keep moving forward together.